Hi everyone, and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to take you through my makes from the week. Okay, so it's been a little more than a week, but pretty close. Couple days past a week, and oh, yeah, no, that was my ironing board falling over. I put it outside the room so it wouldn't block your view, and instead it fell over and created a ruckus. So before I show you my finished objects, I want to give you a little behind the scenes that continues on from my last video that was sort of a midweek catch up. I did take a little more footage in the interim, and so I'm going to put that in right now. Oh well, the sun can't last forever. So it is Saturday, and I got up, I got dressed. This is my Tabor v-neck. If you're looking for this pattern, Tabor v-neck by Soho 7. I made some sourdough pancakes for my family. Not for me, because I don't eat in the morning, but I like to cook for them. And last night, I worked on this dress, and now I've worked on it again this morning for a little bit. So it's a good portion of the way there. So I've got the bodice now attached to the gathered skirt. I did the pockets last night, and I often have a problem with inseam pockets lying flat, and so I was really a good girl and followed exactly the instructions and they worked out really well. I also tacked them down here, and on one side I also top stitched them. Did I top stitch it in the end? I can't remember now. Yeah, I did. So I'll have to top stitch the other side as well. But I'm loving this fabric. I tried it on. It's a little on the loose side, but in a good way. And I haven't put the buttons on yet, so depending where the buttons lie. But I really want this to be something that I just throw on and is very comfortable. I don't want it to be, you know, like a fancy, not fancy, but I don't want to have to feel like I'm leaving the house in order to wear it. I just want to be able to put it on and have it be really just something like a day dress. And I think that this is going to fit the bill. So I'm going to keep doing that. And then I have a few other things going on. I hurt my, not hurt, but like I slept weird. And so I don't think I can sew as much today as I did yesterday because I don't think it's good for my shoulder. But we'll see what happens. I posted yesterday. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. So I posted my video yesterday of the first half of the week. And I realized that in it I said that my kids were back to school. Not back to school. They're back in classes online because here they get a week off for Easter. And so, and because of the weekends on either end, it turned out to be 10 days. So they had 10 days without classes. So they were back in online classes, not back at school. I hope we get back in May. I hope. I'm not counting on it, but I hope. Yeah.
The essence of the look and like whatever adjectives that you are using to describe it. So is it?
I just sewed it to the wrong side. And now my bobbin went funny. Basically, I realized that when I did the slash and spread on the on this pattern for the sleeve, it added more to the side of the sleeve as well. And so I have to go back and look at the tutorial and figure out. So I've cut it down a little bit so that it will fit within the space. And then I went to after I took this apart to cut it down, redid it, and then this has happened again. So I think I'm gonna take a little break. Ugh, it's pouring out there, pouring. Anyway, I took a little break and I came back to it, and I realized that when I adjusted the sleeves, I ended up extending the width of the sleeve, which is why I was having a hard time making it fit. So I cut them both down. I've inserted them both. I'm happy with them. I'm going to top stitch around the sleeve because I like the way that looks. And then I'll work on the placket. And yeah, and then I'll move on to something else. All right, actually more than a little more progress. I was gonna say a little more progress, but I think it's a lot more progress. So I have applied the bias binding, and what I did was I just took more of that floral fabric that I used for the inside of the pocket. And I made that into bias binding. And I've flipped in the button placket. Here are the sleeves, all attached properly. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this here for today and come back to it tomorrow. All right, so trying on. I need to press this side a little bit. This side's nice and flat. This side needs to be pressed out. So you can see my little gathered sleeves. The length of the bodice is good. Ouch. I did 1.5 inch length and now it's sitting on my natural waist. I maybe could have gotten away with just 1 inch. So it's ever so slightly below my belly button. My natural waist is right about here, so it's slightly dropped. But I wouldn't be surprised if this shrinks again. And yeah, so now I need to do the buttonholes and the sleeves and then figure out what length I want it to be. It's pouring rain again. Okie dokie, so I added the ties to the back, which I think will bring it in at the waist nicely. I finished the sleeves and now I'm working on the buttonholes. I've had to adjust them a little bit because of what I added to the bodice, and I think I'm going to use these mother of pearl buttons. Even though I don't have enough yet, I only have 5. I have enough that I can at least do the top and then and like down to the waist and 2 below the waist, and then I'll have to add 2 more later, but it'll still make it wearable. Okay, here is the final product and I'm pretty happy with it. It looks really good. I've tried it on, it fits. I'll get pictures for when I do my final show to you guys. I think that the sleeves turned out great. The tie on the back really helps bring the waistline to where I want it to be, not too long. And I think the changes I made were successful. Yeah, and it's very, very soft and comfortable. It's the kind of thing that I'll just throw on and wear every day. Good morning. Today is Tuesday and it is pouring. It poured all day yesterday. It's going to pour all day today. It may pour all day tomorrow. That's why, and I knew this was coming, which is why I spent some nice time sitting outside the last couple days before that. Anyway, the bright side is I turned my sewing table to the window because normally I have it turned up against the side wall. It's a very flimsy little table, and if I don't brace it against something, it's literally impossible to sew because it just shakes so much. It still shakes, but less. So you saw that I finished the dress yesterday, the Darling Ranges, and I also started, I hadn't shown you, but I also started another Adrian blouse. Well, you saw me cutting it last time. So I've started sewing that Adrian dress. I sewed it once, the side seams, and I tried it on and I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I've put on a little weight, which is fine. Not pleasant, but life. So I reduced the seam allowance a little bit, and just so I'm comfortable wearing it now, and then it'll be a little more breezy once I'm able to get some exercise. I'm not very good at doing exercise at home. I kind of need to go to a class. I've never liked working out. It's not my favorite thing. Although I am trying to do like some yoga or something here, but I'm not very good at making myself do things at home when it comes to exercise. Anywho, so I'm sewing that now. I did get some good work done on Lily's tank top / dress. I have to finish up Audrey's shorts. I don't think I'm going to get to the tie front shirt this week. I think that will come into next week's plans. And so yeah, I'm going to finish that stuff, and then I'm hopefully going to be able to try everything on and show you. All right, so I put it together. I still have to gather the sleeves, you can see. And yeah, I gave myself a little more room in it, and you don't want it to be too snug anyway, especially since it's pretty short. It's a couple of inches. I haven't hemmed it yet. It's a couple inches. Ooh, did you hear that sound? That's the sound of my coffee being made by my husband. Yeah, it's really nice and breezy. So I made the small, even though I said I wasn't going to size down. I did. It's a teensy bit snug here, but I'm really sensitive to things being too tight under my arms. When I used to do shows and I would be fitted for costumes, the thing I would always be really sensitive to is like how tight it is under the arms. It's not tight, I just feel it. Anyway, this fabric is so gorgeous. And yeah, I think this is great. This is great. And actually this time, I don't know if I told you that the black and white other one, I was having trouble making the ends meet here, more just because, the construction was I just had to figure it out, just put it that way. Anyway, this time it turned out well. So yeah, thumbs up. Morning. It is Wednesday and hallelujah, the rain has stopped. It has been 3 days of just 100% rain all day long. Maybe a couple little periods where it was spitting, but other than that, lots of rain. And we have a leak in our apartment and we've had to keep replacing, well, my husband really has been replacing towels at this leak every hour, like really bad. And because of the quarantine, the landlords couldn't get anyone out to look at it. So I think tomorrow someone's gonna be able to come, but yikes, it's been kind of crazy. Anyway, yesterday I finished Audrey's shorts, except for the back belt loop because she wants to wear them. She won't give them back to me. And I have pulled out one more little thing. Oh, and I also started, I'll show you in a second. I did make some progress on the blouse. I have these pants. These are fez pants, and I can't remember if I showed these to you guys when I finished them last time, because I finished them right before we left Toronto, right before we moved out of our house, and everything was so crazy. So these are the fez pants by Fibre Mood or La Maison Victor. La Maison Victor, I think. I'll put it down here. And they're in this beautiful gray suiting. Let's see if I can... There, this gorgeous gray suiting that I got from Michelle at Simone's Rose. It's a good tip, actually, if you know anybody in your town who is a fashion designer or has a small brand, they might have leftover fabric to sell. So, I mean, I bought this from Michelle before she left Toronto, and I have more in the city, an ocean away, and I wish that I had brought it with me because it's just so amazing. I traveled with this all last summer, and it doesn't crush. It's breathable, it's light, it's soft. I love it. Anyway, and I thought I was quite clever, and I added one pocket to the pattern, just one, and it fits my phone. See, look, wait, see? So if I'm going out and I just need to throw one thing in, so that's not on the pattern. I drafted this little pocket. Didn't do a great job down here, but anywho, I was quite quick in putting them together, and the waistband was just weird. First of all, I forgot to interface it, and that was making it look droopy. And I don't know what the instructions were. I don't remember, but the elastic was still showing on both sides, even at the end. And I just never took the time to do it. And what do I have now? Time. So I've just unpicked the whole waistband, which was also top stitched down. So that was actually quite a process, especially since I also had this serged edge in here. And so I also had to, although it looks like that's been cut as well. Anyway, so I had a hard time differentiating between what was the serged edge, what was the construction seam, and what was the top stitch. Anyway, done now. I'm going to interface this now and try and make it, just try and reduce the seam allowance a little bit if I can, even though with the serging I might not be able to, just enough to be able to make it just a teeny bit thicker. Like the back waistband is a good thickness, and then the front waistband is thinner. And I can't figure out why. It might just be the way I did it. But anyway, I'm going to really try and press this super thin and see if I can get just a little more thickness and a little more weightiness. Like even like that, you can see that's a little more weighty, right? Maybe I even take out part of the, well, I don't know. I'm not going to decide right now. I'm going to wait and see. But anyway, I'm proud of myself for picking these up out of the pile and making them better. Anyway, I have my Spanish class later today, and then I'm gonna try and put on everything that I finished yesterday, because I finished the dress and I finished Audrey shorts. Well, I'm not gonna put on Audrey shorts. That wouldn't happen. But I'm gonna try and put things on so that I can finish up and get this uploaded for you tonight. We shall see. Okay, so I wanted to take you through the things that I made. Now, there are some things that I made that actually were not on the list. And if you watch my last video, that was sort of my midweek catch up, you'll see those. So for one thing, I did a hat for Lily. That was not on the original list, I don't believe. And that's done. I'm not showing you that again because it's a hat and you saw it last time. And I did 10 masks. Now I'm probably gonna end up doing more masks next week because we are finally gonna be let out of the house on Sunday for more than just going to the grocery store or to the pharmacy. So that's pretty exciting. And I did a couple of fixer-upper things as well that I'm gonna show you later. So here's the first thing, I'm wearing it. And this is the Darling Ranges by Megan Nielsen with the changes that I made. So I'll put in some pictures so that you can see it full length. Very happy with how this turned out. Very, very happy. I am missing a button. I'm one button shy. So it's a little more open at the bottom than it'll be normally. But other than that, it's great. I have to say that I added 1.5 inches to the bodice. And when I first tried it on, I was a little worried that maybe it was going to be too long now in the bodice, but actually with the tie on the back and when it cinches, it hits me right across the belly button, which is exactly where I want it to hit. I think that my little hack of the sleeves worked really well. I also added a little top stitching here around the sleeve just to make it extra flat. I added an extra line of top stitching around here and going down the front that isn't in the original pattern. I did have to adjust where the buttons go because I had added that extra 1.5 inches to the bodice. But overall, very happy. This is not my husband's favorite dress. My husband thinks it's a little bit, I don't know, dowdy maybe? I don't think it's dowdy. I think it's adorable. And I think it's super comfortable and will be perfect in the summer when you just get up in the morning and you just want to throw something on so that you can walk to wherever you're going to walk, or even just come down the stairs. You know, like just a day dress, just like a hangout day dress. It's super, super cute. I, again, made the size 10, and I think that was absolutely the right size. You know, I wouldn't want this to be super fitted. It doesn't feel like it's that kind of dress, but I will definitely use this again. I really love the neckline. I love it. I just love it. Okay, before my next finished object, let me show you more in progress. So I have done a little more on this blouse. I attached the collar, although I haven't sewn it down on the inside yet because I've sewn it down, but I haven't top stitched it or understitched it because I'm still kind of working at what I want to do with this. And I also did the facings. That appears to have turned out fine. The only thing with this top, and if I had realized it before, I would have just added, if I added this much to, you know, the pattern just to the bodice, then I'd be done by now. Because you're supposed to turn this up twice, create a casing, and then create a rouleau, like a long rouleau, and go all the way around. And then just tie it somehow. And then there are buttons. But it doesn't work for me because it's way too short. Like it would be kind of a crop top long sleeve blouse. What? That doesn't make any sense. So I've gone back and forth to maybe just adding a portion to the bottom, adding a wrap, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm leaning towards turning this into a dress. I actually think the best option will be to add a skirt to this, a flirty little A-line skirt, maybe like half circle skirt if I have enough fabric. Oops, 10% battery, talk fast. And then turn this into a wrap. I still really love the fabric, and I think finishing it off as a dress might be the best option. Okay, Adrian blouse number 1. So you saw this hanging, and I'll put in some photos so you can see what it looks like. Super cute, super comfy. This is the medium, and although initially I thought it was the right size, I now think I actually need a small. I wore this today when we went out to the shops, and I did find that this was falling off my shoulder quite a bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm either going to take in this back seam, which actually might be the easiest, just to pull this slightly closer, and then I think that it won't fall off my shoulders. Or I could take in the elastic, but then that would change the neckline. So one or the other. It's not like I won't wear it as is, but I think it will be better without. Like I said, this fabric is from Minerva, and it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. Thankfully, not a huge sparkle. Like, it's definitely day appropriate. It just has this little sheen, which is nice. Like I said, I did try to match the stripes as much as possible. It was difficult because it's hard to say, but this is like a real divot and then a real bump. And so when you put them one on top of the other, they did not want to stay together. They wanted to like roll off of each other and be opposite. But, you know, I got kind of the ones that I could get done. And then as it went down, with the cut changing, it wasn't going to match anyway because of the width of the, like as it came in and then out again. And then on the sleeves, I don't know. I mean, honestly, does it matter? If someone's looking under my arm looking to see if my stripes match, I can't even tell. Let's see. Wait. Yeah. Pretty good. See? Yeah, pretty good. So this is such a great pattern. Like I said, it's on Creative Bug. So if you don't have a Creative Bug membership, great time to start. There's a couple Friday pattern company patterns, including the Cambria Duster. There's Made by Ray. There's 100 Jacks of Sewing, Cal Patch. So many great patterns on there. There's my favorite sun hat pattern is on there. So I will link below to that. And yeah, very good. And now this is the dress version. Now I love this. This turned out basically the best I could have expected. I'll put in some photos. So you'll remember that this is viscose jersey from Cal Joan, which is a Catalonian fabric shop online. And I want to get more of this in a different pattern because it's so soft. I want to do like a maxi dress. I did not think I was going to be, I thought I could get a dress out of it, then I didn't think I'd get a dress out of it. And now again, I figured I could. So I did. I made it. I got it. It's short, but not too short. It's a couple inches above the knee, not scandalous by any means. Really comfortable. I can actually wear this without a bra, which is great because of the pattern and the thickness. You can't see anything. So more in the summer, I find if I can get away without a bra, I like to. So that'll be great. This is the small. As you saw in the process video, I really wanted this to be, you know, I wanted it to fit the body, but this pattern is definitely like fitted around the waist, which is not my favorite place to fit around the waist. So when I first tried it on, it was just a little bit too snug. And so I literally took off like this much on either side, and now it just skims the body and it's much more comfortable, more relaxed. I'm not thinking about sucking in my gut all the time. So yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Next is the Bathurst top that I cannot show you because it is a pattern that is yet to be released, but it is being released soon. And get this, I'm going to get to give away many copies of this pattern, many. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, last finished object are the Ellen shorts from Style Arc. I did these in linen, pure linen from the local merceria, Tea Costureira. And this is the smallest size. This is the size 2 and it fits Audrey perfectly. I'll show you. This is her wearing them with a top that she crocheted herself. And I quite like it because I feel like the top's a little short. So because the shorts are so high-waisted, it's perfect. She loves these. I had to dig them out of her room. They're a little bit rumpled, even though I tried to iron them again, but you know how linen goes. Anyway, I love this design with how the pockets become the belt loops, and nice and roomy. I have to add the belt loops to the back. She kind of grabbed them and left with them, and I haven't had them back to finish that off. So I will throw on some belt loops on the back. But great pattern, really nice. She wants to kind of slim out the sides. I mean, she's 13 and very, very teeny. So even though it fits her great in the waist, it is a little bit wide on the sides. So I said, let's wash them first, wash them, dry them, see what happens. I did wash and dry the fabric first, of course, but let's wait and see. Anyway, fantastic shorts. She loves them. I could see making myself a pair if I feel like I need another pair of high-waisted shorts. But yeah, highly recommended. And last but not least is Lily's tank top. I'll put in a picture, I don't have it with me. So that's still kind of a work in progress because she wants it to be a dress and we're trying to figure out if we have enough fabric. Right now it's sort of a long tunic tank top and the edges aren't finished because we're still deciding what to do. So we shall see what happens with that one. One thing I did not even start, and that is the tie front blouse from Patrones. I did trace the pattern and cut out the pattern. So that part's done, but I haven't cut the fabric. I haven't done that at all. So that's gonna push another week, maybe this week, maybe next. I'm not quite sure yet, but with all the other things going on, and again, if you watched my last video, you saw that I was getting a little nervous that I was turning this into more of a, what do I have to get done, and I don't do well with that, with my hobby. With work is one thing, with my hobby is quite another, and I did not want to get to a point where I wasn't enjoying sewing, because sewing is really my refuge in this quarantine time and in general in life. And so I didn't want to turn it into something that I wasn't going to enjoy. So I kind of chilled out and gave myself a little more time, gave myself an extra couple of days. And if something was no longer inspiring me, I had no problem putting it aside. So yeah. As for next week, because we are at today's Thursday. Tomorrow I have a bunch of masks to make and probably Saturday as well. So I'll be looking to kind of post my possibilities for next week, probably on Saturday or Sunday. And I do have some ideas. I have some things that I want to make up. I have a couple of looks that I found on Net-a-Porter that I'm interested in doing. So yeah, so just wait and see. You'll see. They'll be coming soon. That is all. The sun is finally back here in Sitges after days of rain, and I'm gonna go sit outside on my chaise just on the other side of this window, just right back there, and I'm gonna put my feet up and grab my iPad and browse through Pinterest and browse through patterns and just do a little sewing dreaming. So I hope wherever you are, the sun is also shining and you are sewing or dreaming about sewing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.